Then welcome to another CSS tutorial part 5. We're going to be learning about margins. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about margins, different margin size, and the auto margin. What are margins in CSS? Margins in CSS are when you create as many spaces as you want around each element. These are different types of margin size, such as margin top, margin bottom, margin right, and margin left. What is an auto margin? The auto margin shows or calculate the browser's margin to give the perfect fit for the text. So these are all the different margin stuff right here, and let's get on to Sublime Text. Here we are on Sublime Text, and let's go through the first bit. So in here we could just go into design.css, and then we could just write p, then just do the curly brackets, and then press enter right here. So we could go through the first bit, so we could just write margin right here, then we could write let's go through top. So if we could do, for the margin top, we could do 200 pixels. Then right here you could so yeah, just write 200 pixels right there. So that'll just make space at the top as well, yeah. And then we could just write margin bottom, so we could do the same thing. We could write 200 pixels just to make it more equal with like the top and the bottom, and we could make it equal for the left and the right as well. So but then we're going to use different pixels right here. So we could do margin margin left, then we could write like 100 pixels. I think that should work. And then margin right, margin right 100 pixels as well. So I think they're all perfect. It should be cool. Like if we go on here, yeah. So the sides are equal, and the top and bottom I think is a bit too much space. So we could decrease it a bit. So we could do it to 150 right here, 150. Then here we could again write 150 pixels. So just save that. Save both of them. We haven't used anything in the HTML, so we don't have to save it. I mean that's a bit too much space again. Let's decrease it to maybe 130. Maybe that might work. We might have to decrease it again. If we go back here, I think we could decrease it to 110 maybe. 110. Save that. Then go on here, we could yeah, no, that should be fine actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's alright. And then the sides are pretty equal right here, and yeah, it's sort of like in the center. So yeah, that's like sort of like part of CSS that you have to experiment with things and like make stuff perfect as well. So as we went through the margin top, bottom, left and right, we could also go through the auto as well. So if we just write margin, then just write margin, then write auto right here. So then here we could just save that, then refresh, then right here, let's see what it does. Oh yeah, I don't think it's really auto really works, but I mean they're all like really close together. Technically I think that's what really auto works right here. So yeah, we still have our same design right here as well that we used on HTML. So yeah, they're all right here. They're all really close together as well. So I wouldn't really recommend auto. I would normally recommend like using like different pixels and like sizes just to make it more accurate, and yeah. So I think that's it for the tutorial, and that's mainly what it is, just margins, making spaces and etc. So in this tutorial we went through the margin top, bottom, left and right. We went through yeah, the auto, which doesn't really work. I mean you could use it if you like, if it sort of fits in your website, but yeah, I think margin auto will be really good if it's sort of like part of your website or theme. So let's go on to the CSS questions. Here we are on PowerPoint slides, and let's go through the CSS questions. For number 1, what is an auto margin? Number 2, what are the different margin sides, and number 3, how much space can you create when using a margin in CSS? So I'll give you a few seconds. So hopefully you've answered all those questions. If you haven't, just pause the video before we go on to the answers. So now let's just get into the answers right here. So for number 1, the auto margin shows or calculate the browser's margin to give the perfect fit for the text. Number 2, margin top, the margin bottom, margin right and margin left, and number 3, as much space as you want. So you just write up to like 2000 pixels, maybe that might work, or like as much as you like, I guess. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more tutorials like these in the future. Thank you.